Alright, so I just want to quickly say, before the movie and the animated short started, there was an appearance by Brad Bird, and he said that we know we've been like really wanted this film to happen, and he also said and that I just kind of found it funny because he just looked so annoyed about it, like how all these other Pixar films we were like thinking this was so unnecessary. And so yeah, I just thought I thought it was actually funny. So on to the review. So The Incredibles 2 is the sequel to The Incredibles, which over the years has been called the true Fantastic Four movie, because the other Fantastic Four movies are bad. And so yeah, over the years, The Incredibles and also Chronicles, Chronicle, I think that's what it's called, that's also been I think called a true Fantastic Four movie. But The Incredibles usually gets all the attention. But actually, even another thing is that it's not just on like best animated Pixar film. It's actually on top 10 best superhero movies of all time. Like right up there with like The Dark Knight, The Avengers, and Superman the movie. So yeah, so yesterday I saw The Incredibles 2, and so the film is about after the Incredibles attack the Underminer, which not a huge spoiler. It doesn't cut right after it. It doesn't like start right after the fight. It does actually kind of go straight to it. And so it's basically the supers get arrested again, even though it's kind of confusing since in the last movie they didn't like get charged for saving the city from robots. And so then they get arrested. So then they kind of get arrested, and so then we kind of find out that they've been actually living in a motel for like the past like 4 months, as they said around the end of the first movie. And so while Frozone comes tell and basically, well, actually, this guy says that he wants them, to come back, and so he chooses Mrs. Incredible, and Mr. Incredible's got to look after the kids, and then there's this new villain, and so yeah, that's what it's all. It's yeah, it's a fault. Yes, it's not like this continuation. It's not the same film. It's a sequel that does continue the story. All right, so what I didn't really like about this film? What was like some of the negatives? Because since I said that, the first Incredibles wasn't. I wouldn't say it's a great film, and I think it's good. And Incredibles 2 is exactly the same. So what I didn't like? I really didn't really like the villain, because I just feel like they could have worked more on it. And there was actually this video by like Super Carlin Brothers, and they said it was about like the who should the villains be, and they actually made a good point of the villain, that actually the kids, Dash, Violet, or Jack would be the villains in the next movie. And that's actually interesting. Um, I would have like suggest Violet to be the villain, but it's actually a really interesting video of how it could have been. And it also does show on how much people just really want Incredibles 2. You also get another taste of that. So yeah, I didn't like the villain. He just really kind of came out of nowhere and like a lot of people just knew his name really, and not a huge spoil, but basically all he does is really just like puts people in this trance, and and not really a huge spoiler if you guys have catched on that Disney films are now having like all the villains are like these. It's not like a liar. It's like a liar revealed story. Yeah, they do that here. I won't spoil who's the liar villain, but there it's still the person it but not a huge spoiler, but the person that is the villain is still the Screen Slayer, just a different it's something different, and when you do see it, it was just really, yeah, it's just not intimidating. I didn't even think the original Screen Slayer wasn't that interesting. It was just like the idea of just some guy in a jumpsuit with a gas mask on. It wasn't that great. So another thing is the plot. I didn't really think the plot was that great, but another thing is that the Incredibles don't show up again. Another thing, if you didn't notice in the first movie, actually and that the real main character was really Mr. Incredible, but and that actually mostly they got more. It was more towards like the end. So yeah, there's not that much. There's not that much times where you actually see the Incredibles in like their outfits, and they don't really fight crime. Well, Mrs. Incredible is, but so yeah, and that's what he, and so yeah, they don't really show up. What were some good things? The animation, yeah, the animation was good. Yeah, that was it was good. So I think the huge question is, does Incredibles 2 beat the first Incredibles? Well, I don't know. I think they're both the same. It's like Incredibles 2 is the same, like, average good as the first one. And so I don't so I think it was good. I thought it was a good. It's a nice sequel. It's a good sequel. So that's my review. So that's my review of the Incredibles 2. I hope you enjoyed, and thank you for watching. Bye.